Ubuntu friends, it's Mrs. Dang here. I am out sick for the week, but I wanted to make sure we still had a fun art project. And I thought since we have technology, we can still make some art together. So first reminder for today, boys and girls, is that when we have subs in the building, we need to make sure to be good listeners and still be working hard on our art project and taking our time. That's a way to live in the circle of courage, and today our art project is going to be inspired by the circle of courage. So in just a moment, your sub is going to hand out to you a piece of paper, and when you get your piece of paper and you're at your table spot, I want you to find a black crayon from your table bucket, and on your paper, if you could write your name. Then put that black crayon away and flip your paper over to the blank side. And when your sub hands you your Sharpie, the most important step is right in the middle. We're going to draw the circle of courage. And don't worry if your circle looks perfect or exactly like a nice circle. Just doing your best and getting it as close to the middle as possible. Now we're going to continue to build our design with our Sharpie around the circle of courage. So you might think about the elements of art and different elements of art that you maybe are inspired by, like line or shape. So when we're working with our Sharpies, obviously if we make a little mistake, we can't erase it. So we need to be creative artists and make those little mistakes work. Most of the time, nobody even notices. So I'm building that design out using some lines here, taking my time, enjoying my art making process. And you also can be inspired by some shapes too. So I'll show you a strategy here that will help you build out some triangles. So when I'm doing a Zentangle design like this and I want to draw triangles, sometimes I just start with that dotted line. And then I can build my triangles out from there in a nice way. So I want you to keep building that design with Sharpie until you reach all the way to the edges of your paper. But for now, I'm going to pretend like my design has already reached the edges. So this is where, when you're drawing with your Sharpie, that you really want to make sure that you're taking your time. And when you get to your color step, I want you to raise your hand for permission to use the color materials at the supply station. You're allowed to choose if you want to use colored pencil, crayon, marker, or glitter crayons. But just a reminder that we want to make sure that we're using our materials respectfully, and whatever material we use, we put back exactly how we found it. So then you can use your coloring materials to color in between some of your lines, taking your time with whatever material you choose. We of course want to color the circle of courage colors on the inside. And knowing that you might not get done with your coloring step today, and that's okay. And also, this is another reminder, friends, that when we have substitutes in the building, to make sure that during work time we're using a calm voice and we're listening to instructions and we're taking care of our materials, and at the end of class lining up quietly. And that's a way to show that we're living in the circle of courage, even when we have a guest teacher in the room. Miss you, friends.